Step into the vibe, oh yeah. Feel the rhythm rise high. We're living life, let's fly. Off tap life. Sky's the limit, no shy. Off tap life.
You know, I made that video the other day about freaking John Cena's final match. I made that video, and when I was making that video, I was in the mind of someone who understands the wrestling business, who's been a fan of the wrestling business for a very long time. So I understand how it works. I get it. I understand. I understand from a wrestling perspective, from the wrestling business perspective, why John Cena lost, why he passed the torch, so to speak. But I started thinking about it from a wrestling fan perspective. I mean, just a wrestling fan, or just even a regular person who has had at some point in their life seen John Cena and what he stands for. Because let's face it, he's been a huge part of pop culture for a long time. Like, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you've probably at some point in time have heard or seen a meme or a little video snip, or you've seen something, you've heard something about hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. Of these people who have heard this mantra, this tagline of John Cena's to never give up, you know, the people who really, 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 really listened close to what he was saying, who was really holding on to those words very closely. The Make-A-Wish kids. Think about all the Make-A-Wish kids that John Cena, Mr. Make-A-Wish himself, went and told them to never give up, using his own mantra, his whole gimmick, his whole thing that makes him him, the thing that his entire history of his career from start to finish was really all about never giving up. So you got this guy who's your brand ambassador, the guy who has always been the face of the place, the one who's kind of really just the face of WWE for so long. And he's your guy who's out there promoting positivity and all these great things, like a real life superhero, a real life superhero, a real life hero to so many. You have the guy who has helped many people get through some hard times. You've got kids that look up to this guy, kids that probably needed to hear those words, those 3 words: don't give up, never give up, don't do it, don't ever give up, never, don't do it, don't give up, hustle, loyalty, respect. I don't know about you guys, but if you think a little bit deeper into this, if you have a second thought about it, if you actually really think of it not from what is best for the wrestling, business as a wrestler type of mentality, the wrestling, passing the torch, next person, next in line, which, by the way, as I said in my other video, the one thing I did say that I'm still going to stick by is that Gunther, I don't think he needed this extra rub anyways. He was already been the world heavyweight champion. He's been the intercontinental champion. Why did he even need to be the one? I still, to this day, I can say, surely there was some other option. I don't know. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is about a message of positivity, someone who's helping in this world of so much negativity, so much ugliness, so much just freaking horrible, horrible stuff that kids hear all the time, that people in general, it doesn't matter if you're 5 or 50, at the end of the day, everyone needs to feel motivated, inspired. And John Cena was that inspiration, that hero for so many. He motivated many to not give up when things get hard, to not give up when you're freaking looking like you just don't have any hope left, when the sun doesn't look like it's going to come out again. To not give up is powerful. And you got to think about that. Sometimes you have to think of things from a real life perspective, if you will. You know what I mean? You've got this guy, he is Mr. Don't Give Up. He is the Mr. Never Give Up. He is the guy. That's his whole gimmick. That's his whole thing. That's his tagline. That's on all of his clothes. You have this guy suddenly give up after 23 years. Not only did he give up, no, he didn't even just give up. No, he had to tap out too, really, because there's something else he never did. He never tapped out before, as far as I can remember. And from anything that I've heard, I don't think he's ever tapped out. And, so he gave up and he tapped out. I mean, did we really need to go that way? No, I don't think so. I don't think it needed to end that way. I think there was other ways that we could have had this end. I gave a cool idea yesterday in my other video about how I thought would have been a better way to end it. But hey, it's not my show. But I just think this, when you really think about it from a real life perspective of positivity and giving people something to hold on to, that hope that we all need, you know what I mean? We're holding on to something that is just so rare to have, that kind of larger than life role model these days, right? We had one in John Cena. We really had one. We had somebody who really fit that superhero, real life superhero, hero, real genuine good person type of, just persona, right? And then they turned him heel this year as well, which again, see, this is the whole thing. You go all this time. This is, you really start thinking about it from a different perspective and looking at it from a non-wrestling business perspective, and you go, what did we do this year with him? What are we doing? So suddenly the guy who stood for positivity, not giving up, doing the right thing, hustle, loyalty, respect, the thing that so many Make-A-Wish kids, regular kids, freaking grown-ups, everyone in between, freaking everybody thought of him as the wholesome guy, the role model that they could really look up to, someone who could help them to remember in adversity and hard times when things just doesn't seem like there's a way to make it to the finish line, to not give up, to, keep on going. What are we doing here? He turns it to a bad guy this year in a horrible storyline, which I said in my other video, because The Rock just completely just didn't even show up and bother making an effort to fix that freaking fiasco. So what was the point of that? What was the point of that? Like, you completely just take the superhero that you spent decades building up to be this perfect image, this perfect freaking just real life superhero that I keep saying, because that's really the way to explain it. You take all this time to build him up to this whole, like, holier than thou mental place. You put him on this big pedestal, and then you suddenly make him a bad guy, and then you make him tap out and give up at the same time in the same year on his retirement tour. And then everyone who believed in him and was like, never give up. He won't give up. There's no way he'll give up. He won't give up. That's John Cena. He won't give up. He's never given up 23 years. Suddenly, his final match, he gives up. What? Why did he have to give up? Why couldn't he, did he have to lose, really? I mean, if you really think about it, he didn't have to lose, guys. Like, you could have let him win, because everybody would have felt really happy that you let him win. And even, here's the other thing. Here's the real kicker, right? Even if you had to have him lose, right? If you had to have him lose, guess what? He could have just passed out, since you went the whole route with him freaking, being choked out or whatever. Just let him pass out. He could just went to sleep and then be like, hey, I didn't give up, guys. I didn't give up. I passed out. I was fighting till my very last breath. I never gave up. Now we've got him just tapping, looking silly with his weird, what smile was that? That's like, I was kind of in my mind attempting to kind of think of that smile look when he was doing that. The little grin was kind of like him saying, yeah, you didn't really beat me. I just let you win. So I'm choosing to tap out. That's the only way to kind of make it alternatively feel a little bit like, okay, yeah, he let it happen. He's like, okay, I'll just tap out. But no, it's the deeper message of having someone who has always said, never give up. This person who is constantly, that's his whole gimmick. I mean, this is you. I mean, any other wrestler, you could have had them tap out and give up, and it wouldn't have been as impactful, right? It wouldn't have mattered as much, right? Like it wouldn't be such an outcry. It wouldn't. You got to realize that you've made a mistake when literally tons of people are shouting out horrible things to you, to you and the person who won. So I'm talking about you as in Triple H. Triple H was getting just hammered, smashed by fans, just really just, right? And then Gunther was getting smashed. Like, I mean, just horrible, horrible things. Like, people were upset, dude. Like, genuinely upset. Like, you really took away a lot of the code. You know what I mean? The code. It's a code to never give up. You know, it's a code. It's a code, man. It's a code. Hustle, loyalty, respect. It's a code. These are words to live by, like real life words to live by. As someone who, myself, you know, like as a holistic practitioner, someone who is, you know, a certified hypnotherapist and does that kind of stuff. Like I do a lot of things, you know, obviously my music's my background, blah, blah, blah. When this isn't about me, I'm just, you know, someone who, most importantly, I only brought that up just to say that I'm someone who likes to spread positivity and to encourage people to never give up, to fight, to stand up, and to never let the craziness in life, the dark clouds, don't let them overcome you. It's okay. The sun will come out again. Don't give up. Don't do it. Just keep on believing. Keep the faith. You got this. Like, as someone myself who likes to spread positivity, someone like John Cena, which again is kind of rare in wrestling to have someone that literally built their whole career around a positive message and attributes that we all should be living by. He got over with this gimmick. Before he was doing Dr. Thugonomics, which I liked. I really liked that. I was hoping, I don't know why they couldn't have did that one more time either. I didn't mention it, but they could have did that one more time. Like, I was hoping that they kind of did the entrance, like maybe he comes out first and Dr. Thugonomics look and music, and then maybe he just takes the chain off and the music changes and then the other one plays. Like, people would have been happy with that. You know? Anyways, I digress. My point is that, you know, I just think there was a better way to go about this. You know, because I feel like this just contradicts everything that John Cena stood for and everything that he told others. Especially, I saw kids crying in the audience. Imagine you was one of those kids that he was like, don't give up ever. Never give up, little one. Never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. And then suddenly you're watching your hero give up. Like, what the freak? I'd be crying too. Like, what's going on here? You told me never give up, and now you're giving up. Like, I think it was the wrong message to be sent. You know, again, you can't take the guy who's the Mr. Wish guy, who's sending positive messages and telling people to not give up and to fight in real life over real serious things. And you have him give up in front of the entire planet to see on his last match after never giving up in 23 years. I don't understand the logic. Now, I have had a chance to really have a deeper think about this from a non-wrestling business perspective, but from a regular people. How would we feel about this? Regular, you know, people who don't know anything about wrestling, but they understand what the words never give up means. How do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's, I don't know. It's just a deeper take. It's just something that I was kind of thinking, and I was kind of just wondering, like, if anyone else feels that way, am I the only one who's suddenly, like, now that you have time to let this digest a bit, you know? Has anyone else kind of went, you know, now that I think about it, yeah, why am I fine with this, you know, from a wrestling business? Because good for Gunther. He didn't really need the extra push, but good for him. Fantastic. That's great. Congratulations, Gunther. That's great. Didn't really need any extra rub, personally. I mean, once you've already held the heavyweight championship and the intercontinental championship, and you've fought in you're fighting against the top guys in the company. Why do we need to have, you get the extra boost? Like, I don't know. Even on Raw today, he's now with AJ Styles. They're doing a stare down. Lord have mercy. What, you're going to have him be the one who takes out everybody now and keeps getting an extra rub? Like, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's needed. What you're trying to make a new Legend Killer 2.0. Randy Orton is still around, so we don't really need another one of those. And that gimmick's been done. Do we really need to do it again? No, I don't. But this is just about someone, just sticking to this. This is just about someone who, this has been their mantra. This has been their thing. This has been who they are. Words to live by. Words to live by. And suddenly you have him just give up. What the and it's kind of funny because, when I was watching it, it wasn't the ending that I was hoping for. I was hoping he went out with a W, but I kind of, again, understanding wrestling, someone who's been watching wrestling since a little kid, that's always enjoyed it, that's always been a fan of it. WWE has always been something I've really, really, really loved. And so I understood what was going on. I already knew before the match happened that Gunther was going to win. I didn't want that to be the case, but I knew that was what's going to happen. But anyways, it is what it is, right? I guess it is what it is. I just want to share that view because, it is something that kind of had me thinking. I was like, what? Wait a minute here. From a regular person, how does regular people feel about this ending? How does wrestling fans who are just watching wrestling because they enjoy wrestling, not because of the deeper, meaning of these type of passing the torch moments, but from a person who's just looked up to someone and they've been, like, just people who've gotten into wrestling because of John Cena. There's people who have molded their life and they have changed and grown and accomplished great things because of words and encouragement and positivity and different things from their role model, their superhero, their idol, John Cena. Never giving up, freaking hustle, loyalty, respect, get what you want in life, blah, 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 So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm standing at on this right now. So, anyways, you can watch my other video and see just how I was feeling at that moment. And also you can hear my, just my whole kind of thoughts of the event. But today, this is what I was feeling. This is what I was feeling. Anyways, I want to share that with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys already know. And as always, and me. Hello, my own tagline. Remember to live each moment to the fullest and to keep it off tap. I've got my own positive, motivational, inspirational freaking tagline, mantra, just like John Cena. And I've had some dark times and some times where I felt like, holy crap, man, I don't know. Can I keep living each moment to the fullest? Can I just get out there and keep doing my best and keeping it off tap, just being the best version of myself, living my best life, just getting out there and not being afraid to freaking keep on keeping on, you know what I'm saying? That's like me suddenly telling my audience that, hey guys, sorry, but yep, I'm not going to do that anymore. After all these years, like, you guys would be like, what the hell? Like, that's not right. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. I've made my point. We're ending this because it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. It's over. It just seems like, yeah. I don't think no one really, 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 really thought about this on or maybe they did and they just didn't care. See, I don't even want to get into conspiracies, so let's just end it. It is what it is. As always, remember to the fullest. Keep it off tap. Off tap. Out.
We gotta get out of here! I'll catch you guys later for another vlog!